Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you, God. Um, and thank you, God, that I don't have to live life like this fucking trash. Excuse my language. I think it's just a little bit of a anger, but I will calm down. And the reason is because I know they're just the bottom feeders. The truth is, I gotta be careful and calm myself down because truly when I see them, it's just a different level of just seeing them. I truly see them for the nothing they are, that they are. I truly. But sometimes I scare myself because I realize the way I look at them is just looking at them to like not even human anymore. Um, and I pray that I continue to be strong and don't stoop to this low life level. And I'm talking about these perps. It's truly, it's just, it's. I'm glad that I'm not the kind of person who's capable of doing what some men could easily do to them. Easily. I was thinking about all the people who ended up being aggressive, and you have these perps coming and walking these ways and acting these ways and pretending and having this like fuck this persona, this clown weak low life that make themselves sound certain ways. They forget how nothing they are because they just got lost in what this technology and this program is about. And imagine what a person will do a little bit more aggressive. It will be bad. It will be really bad. And I know they're supposed to agitate you, but these people are strong and fierce only remotely. Now, I gotta stay strong and ask God to continue to give me strength for what I'm gonna go through. But also, I don't want to lose my mind in the sense of like being aggressive. So I ask God to give me strength on that side too, because I can imagine this shit coming in front of me and just try to play the game to make me accept all these manipulations. Because gaslighting is a big thing. Now, when you try to gaslight somebody who knows themselves so well, who's understanding that you're just the clown that's supposed to make me accept what this technology is capable of doing, you see them as clown, but not even that, you just look at them as just shit. And the way they talk, and you keep talking. And I think even looking at myself, sometimes I scare myself. I'm like, Jesus, imagine this, some battlefield like this. That's just a nothing of a human being. Comes around you and just look at you. Now keep talking, so and you're like, Jesus, you piece of shit. you know I'm good. So I gotta be strong, and they don't deserve any of that from me. Let this shit do these things. Just look at them for the shit that they are. I'm sorry if I start off with this level of just agitation. It's because it's just frustrating how they just play with my brain in such a disgusting ways. And hearing this low life interacting with me via this technology called Voice to Squad or V2K or Voice to God, where they just interact with you via this technology, right? And you can hear them talk to you and popping in voices via this technology that can pipe to these voices into you and to try to like agitate you, and just you hear them try to sound certain ways, and you know they're just not even like, they try to use this like really calm voice that is just like falsified. It's forced. They're forcing themselves to sound this way to just try to sound agitated, right? Because I know it's just some weak low life that just made me experience some manipulations that they want me to just like, I'm gonna talk like that just so that's why I'm a little agitated. But why am I agitated is because just once again they're just changing my brain in something else. I used to follow this person, I'm still following her on Instagram, and actually I went to high school with her, and through high school growing up and everything, out of high school I remember I kept following, and I had like somewhat of a crush with her. And I saw that she came back in town, and I followed her back on Instagram. But at the time now she had children, and she had beautiful children. She had a beautiful little girl and a boy. And that beautiful little girl, the way they make me perceive this kid now is the way they make me perceive babies today, little girls. changing it, and then even the way they just, it's so crazy how your brain can be so manipulated. The way they have manipulated my imagination, they make me imagine seeing, like me looking outside, looking at me, looking at this little girl, and you like create like, oh, you're looking at her like that. I'm like, Jesus. Creating these imaginations to change how I was able to perceive this little girl for normally beautiful little girl. Oh, beautiful family. But that woman is a beautiful woman, so I'm not surprised that her children will be beautiful too. But I had a crush on the woman, and now every time I look at the woman, they make me think of her daughter, and forcing me to have this perception. You have these fucking bottom feeders of this nasty pedophiles of trash coming out, trying to agitate me, losers of nothing. It's just trash. So you imagine me, I know myself so well that even the way they play my brain, I'm recognizing that they're playing my brain with this way, which is the same thing they do. And they have this shit that comes in to try to troll you, to agitate you. But it's okay. They know at this point that if they play this game in front of me, it's not going to be good news. I will not probably be aggressive, but I don't think I'll be quiet. And I'm not threatening them, but I'm just saying, if you're gaslighting me to try to make me acceptive of how you fucking manipulate my brain, and you think that I'm going to let you just go into your fucking retardation of persona that you created, when you're just a nothing bottom feeder that work for these governmental entities that are using test subjects, human beings, to develop this technology that can alter the mind, and think that you're going to make me acceptive of the manipulation, looking at your trash ass, with all due respect, it takes a lot to maintain cool, and I will try to, but I will not let this fucking trash live their fantasy. And we'll see, what the future holds for these slow lives, because I'm sure it's going to come back in bountifulness. For me, I expect the worst. I've accepted reality. Unfortunately, this manipulation is not something I'm surprised. That's what they do. They rewire your thought process and your memories. They change your memories to have different perceptions, different sensations, emotions, and all of that. It's so nasty. That's what I've been saying, talk about memory manipulation. That's what they do. They are rewiring your brain and then manipulating your memories too, to make you acceptive of what you experience today, because they are forcing you to experience that. They are making you experience these reactions. They are making you experience this perception. It's disgusting. So the frustration is just, it's just another nastiness that they do. And it started last night, and then waking up this morning, boom, locked in. And that's what they do. That's why I have a bunch of videos about memory manipulation. This is so obvious, but it's just my brain is so ravagely wired that I can't even think about how I was able to perceive normally. They're literally changing the brain and then using this shit to try to gaslight you to accepting you. But at this point, it's not even gaslighting. It's like trying to push somebody to agitate, to the agitation point of harming somebody. You don't respect this shit in the first place. The respect is just minimized by the second. At this point, even seeing them as human is going to be hard. You just trash low life, low nothingness, bottom feeders. Then you see this little nothingness, you go, oh my gosh, you're not even going to make it to my age, you piece of shit. You're not even going, So you got to be strong. You got to be strong, and understand that the weak low life will find empowerment with this. There's nothing I can do. I'm completely powerless. I know that my brain's going to be manipulated and I can do nothing about it. Yesterday was the same. I was like, oh, they're going, okay. And then wake up, oh my gosh, it's even worse. Oh, the way they make me in bed. Oh my gosh, they made me imagine seeing the picture of the little girl and then be like, oh, yes. I'm like, try to be like, no, but you're looking, making me imagine myself looking at myself when I was, and then create this. To create this, like, no, you see how you look. I was looking normally. Able to see this kid for the kid that she is. Beautiful girl. Baby, like, oh. But try to create that, oh no, but you're looking at her like that, and then try to create this. But you gotta be strong. This shit use pedophilia as a tool to break the target individual. So nasty. But maybe I'll make a video about this specific memory manipulation and maybe like a blur picture of this baby. It's so sad. So sad. Ugh. And the way that the imaginations are so fucking nasty. And then you hear this fucking trash that you want to kill. Sorry, you don't even want to kill. I will never do that. Oh gosh, I will not even give them that luxury. They don't deserve none of that shit from me. If they get killed, let somebody else kill them. But the need. Did you hear of the tonality and the way they talk to you via V2K to try to agitate you after they manipulate you, and it sounds like man-child, like children that are like adult men that are children mentally. But that's what they do. Unfortunately, I've accepted the reality of what I'm inputting. It's this trash around me. Their job is to do that, is to break me down. Mental battles, mental torture, tormenting imaginations, and thought processes, as this man says.
Able to impose any information on the brain of a person, presumably by some kind of waves, which in the mind take the form of voices, thoughts, and images in imagination. In addition to this kind of implanting information that they need, they manipulate the psyche so that the information is written into your memory. Then by stimulating the certain regions in the brain, they can retrieve this information and present it as your own memory. This is the conclusion that can be made judging by the influence they have been making on me with their psychotronic weapons, for example, artificial thoughts, imagination, and mental torture.
And it's truly what they do. And before that, I've been making a lot of videos about memory manipulation because it's been happening, and it's just disturbing. But now it's just so bad. Oh my gosh, because it's not too long ago I was able to see, not too long before August 19, 2019, I was able to see that the mother, the family, and all that without getting this nasty manipulation. But my brain is so badly rewired now. Oh God, it's so bad. It's just another level. And I gotta be understanding of like, yes, this is my brain now, with them in my brain manipulating me to experience this. And I said this.
You share that memory, but the perception changes in that memory, and sensations are added to its nuts. It's just so weird to even try to explain something like that, because it does feel so, so abnormal. But adding sensations, feelings, perceptions of things you weren't feeling, just to also create this narrative in this persona. And this really, is just, is to the point where you don't even want to fall for any of your memories. It's all about deception.
So this video was made in 2020, and I bring it up all the time because I'm like, I was saying that then, and now with 2024 it's gonna get worse, right? Because your brain is even more ravaged. 2020, this video was maybe less than a year before August 19, 2019. August 19, 2019 is the day when the first score started, right? V2K started on August 19, 2019. And so since that day, my brain's been, and so I'm saying that less than a year, I'm saying this is, and then if you go through the video, you say like, would I ever identify with this false memories? Imagine that in 2024. And I mean, the truth is, that's what is happening here, is what this man describes.
gets into what's called offensive information warfare. And they used it, I believe, in the Gulf War to tell the enemy at that time, lay down your guns, this is all. And it worked pretty well because hearing voices which have no direction or sound, you have to assume that it's some spiritual entity. So it works pretty well. And then, I don't know if we're getting into this, but there's something called hyper game theory. How do you, they want to see if they can manipulate people to do things that are irrational, but also walk them to their death. And so you can call it a eugenics program. And they need to sample all cultures, language throughout the world to define the probability matrices of which tricks, techniques, deception works. So how do you control the brain? Most people don't believe that. Well, you can't control me. I have my own free will. There's no way you can get to my soul. I'm sorry, that's not true.
So that's what's happening. They're rewiring my brain and my thought process, creating imaginations and to make me acceptive of this nasty manipulation. And these people are tasked to see how to rewire the brain in order for me to identify with these manipulations. It's so nasty. And yeah, they have this trash of low life of human beings that they are. Well, it's trash, I would say, to try to gaslight me into accepting this. I was supposed to identify. At one point, they really thought I was going to be like, hey, never. Now all I see them as is the trash, aiding this technology in order for me to accept these manipulations. That's their job. But my brain is going to experience what they want me to experience. There's nothing I can do about that. I have accepted reality that my brain is controlled. I have to accept that. And they do everything possible to rewire the brain to bring down by remember what you did. So now you're forcing me to have these false memories of this baby, this kid. You're a piece of shit that rewire the brain in these pedophilia ways and then want people to identify with these things. Nasty trash. And work for governmental entities that feel pedophiles. It's funny, yesterday, now they're still trying to make me now think that the DOD is behind this. Of course. They work on this technology 24/7 on developing this technology. You think I know the reality of what is happening here. I understand why they're doing that to men, women, and children all around the world. As sadistic as it is, there's a purpose to develop technology. That's why they're using human beings as test subject. I know this fucking trash want to create this facade and reality that they put together. The fucking clown that they are. Nobody can respect them. But the purpose is the developing technology that can psychologically manipulate you, physically torment you, and even reconstruct you. It's using this remote technology, this quote-unquote non-lethal, but it is lethal, technology that can do things to you. That can do so much horrible things to you slowly. And it's funny, yesterday, for some reason they thought I should think that I was homeland. It's like, no, it's obviously the Department of Defense. Obviously the Department of Defense impact other agencies. But they're the entities that obviously have the funding, the resources, and the technology for that. And the network for that. And the historical for that. It's clear. And so, one thing this man says is he talks about like during the war, the voice of God, the voice of skull technology. They've applied that in wars before, and even in Afghanistan, some people said that it's been used. Because I was reading this article about they were all trying to figure out. For some reason, people are talking about the voice of God is like in the army, in the Department of Defense, in the military world. People talk about it. It's like, hey, there's this technology that they've been using during these wars, right? To make it sound like they're Allah. And pretend that they're gods talking to you. And so you're in war field, they're like, hey, put your arms down, put your weapons down. This is Allah. And these people in Middle East who are fighting against the Americans or whoever think it's Allah and they surrender, when all along it's a technology that they can pipe in voices. It's real. People are here talking about it, right? And they've been doing it in some version during these wars. And it's like a thing people are talking about, but it's not really like open. And the military has been working on this kind of technology, and actually have applied during the actual war zone. Now, maybe not to the extent that it's applied onto us, because we are test subject. You know, I was going through the Project Pandora. It's a Department of Defense, DARPA specifically. In the 60s, they were creating this. They wanted to see how electromagnetic frequencies and radiation can alter the mind, but they used monkeys at the time. And so what they do, just like any lab work, they create a control environment where everything in the ecosystem is controlled. Just like us talking to you. A whole ecosystem is like we're, unfortunately, lab guinea pigs. Our environment is controlled. They put us in a control environment, and then they do these things to our brain and observe the changes and update. Obvious. See how they can alter the brain this ways and that, do your body this and that, how you react, all of that, to change you to what they want you to experience, and see how you react to the changes. They're nasty low-life bottom feeders. This low-life shit will never tell me who I am, especially when they do these pedophilia things to people and then try to make you accepting of this manipulation, this loser of human beings. I pray they continue to live nothing but this low life of indignity. I'm thankful I can put that in their face. They wanted me to identify with this shit. That's why they can't look. Yesterday somebody delivered something. I swear to God, when I say I looked at him, I don't even know if I looked at him. I think I looked like it was not even a human. Like, it was like, I can only imagine if I saw one of these perps actually like 24/7 partaking that. I would just like, I would look at human shit. I would look at him like somebody just literally shit on the floor, and that's them. But the truth is, I have to remember, they're just the bottom feeders. This is what they do.
It is dramatic. It's somebody trying to end my life. It's somebody trying to end who I am as a person. It's somebody trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophiles, like this disgusting things. You saw where I was going with that first word. Disgusting things that I don't even want to talk about because it makes me sick. I don't even like those words in my mind. But it is what it is. So I have no choice now but to acknowledge that there are people in my surroundings or whatever they're doing. I don't know how they do it. I don't care. I don't know if it's through my pen.
This shit over there. So for me, I'm waiting to see them in person, because they say they frame me, they're gonna frame me this ways. I'm like, I can't wait to see your fucking trash ass. I know it means horrible things that will happen to me, but I can't wait to see you doing your persona in front of me. And then, you know, the sad part is like, they want me to be like, oh, Phil, you're gonna feel bad for what you did to me. I was like, I don't give a shit how bad you feel. I know it's gonna come to you. Matter of fact, I don't even want them to feel bad. I know how things work. They're gonna enjoy their life, whatever. I hope that's how it goes. At least I hope this is what I'll pray that how it goes is they enjoy whatever incentive, they enjoy life, they travel, and then boom, here God, that is time. That's how I'd rather things to be. I don't want them to be doing that to me. It's like, oh, I feel bad, oh my gosh. No, real, that's nasty. You feel okay, so what you do? Trash us. I want this trash that partake in this nasty program that have been working day in and day out to rewire the brain in these ways. I just want them to try to live a blessed life and see how this thing comes back in a magical way. And this is how it's going to come to them. And they're going to try to find ways to block it out. But no, you know what you involved yourself in? Okay. Do your thing. Keep rewind people's brain. Watch how things come back to you. Magical. This trash are done. Target individuals, stay strong. and know that justice will be done for the nasty things they do to us. Maybe it's not today, but we'll come to them. Stay strong.